huge amount of CPU and memory from your laptop, so that other applications may be affected. So my recommendation is, instead of installing Docker in your local machine, just create an AWS account, a cloud account. I'll show you how to create also. No problem with that. Okay, create an AWS account, and we will do the installation of servers there. Like I'll also show the installation of servers and how to provide security. I'll also show that, and we will install the Docker in that AWS servers. Actually, in that way, your laptop will be safe and everything you will be practicing in the AWS account. Okay, until you practice Docker, everything is free in your AWS account. But when we go into Kubernetes, that is bit costed. Like I will show the different ways with less cost also. The ways which we go, I'll show you the other ways also, which cost less. Actually, the minimum laptop requirement should be 4 GB RAM. If you install Docker in your local machine, like in your local laptop, okay, 4 GB RAM is required. Okay, but I may not suggest this. I will suggest only to create an AWS account. Okay, and who can join this course? Join this course is freshers. Any experience is not required. The freshers also can join this course, because we are starting from very scratch. Actually, we are starting from what is DevOps and what is SDLC. We are starting from there, and we end up with very experienced people. Okay, like that. Okay, experience who are experienced also, developers, testers, DevOps aspirants, and Linux admins, and DB admins and non-native students also, non-native people also can join this course. Okay, we will be we will be exploring the topics in a clear and diagrammatable solutions, and with the help of diagrams also, I will be explaining very clearly. You can ask your doubts in the classes, and I'll be clearing that doubts. And any graduates from any background, like whether it is CSE, IT, or EEE or EC, any background can be can join this course. Okay, what are the benefits that you are getting from this course is, like doubt clearing sessions. You will be getting the doubts will be cleared. Okay, fully documented notes, and whatever the use cases that we are going to practice, each and everything which we are going to do in this course is practical. Okay, not it's industry oriented. Okay, it's not like telling the theory, and it's not the end up there. Okay, we will be covering the theory, and we will be covering the practical problems on that theory what we have discussed. Okay, so that a fully documented notes, full hands-on sessions. Okay, that we are going to do. Okay, we are going to perform 4 different projects. It's in the real time how the scenario will be created with the help of Docker and Kubernetes. The same scenario will be creating in your local in this like course, and we will be how the Docker is used, and Docker and Kubernetes is used in the industry. We are going to see very clearly in these four different projects, so that you will be getting clear understanding of how the industry follows Docker and Kubernetes in order to deploy their applications on the servers. Okay, see, if you feel that the whatever I'm talking is at full technical, please don't feel that, because each and every word that I am discussing will be clearly explained with help of diagrams as well. Okay, that's the thing. Interview questions. I took many interviews for many people. Okay, so I know what the people may ask in the interviews, and I will also give that interview questions to you, so that it will be very helpful for you people to crack the interviews. Okay, if you are aspiring for that. Okay, so we will start from very basic level. Okay, from ABCs we'll start, and we will complete with very advanced level. Who, like, you will be like how many years, like experienced people only, if you complete this course. Okay, so daily 1 hour session. Actually, it's from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. actually today, and first 3 or 4 days we will continue with 10:30 to 11:30, but after that we will be switching back to 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Please remember this course is from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. but not 10:30 to 11:30. Okay, please remember this. Okay, that is the thing. This course will be from Monday to Friday. Okay, as demo, these are demo classes. Okay, and that's why we put on weekends. Okay, this course will be from Monday to Friday. Okay, this is the one. Okay, course content. You can look into the DURGASOFT website. What are the course content is there, and we'll also discuss this today. What we are going to learn, and what is the course content that we are going to see. We'll also discuss this today. Okay, and if you have any non-technical questions like any access information and the non-technical one, you can contact these numbers of the DurgaSoft, and you can also send an email to this. Okay, that's a course introduction I want to give. Okay, non-technical one. And what is the syllabus that we are going to look? Okay, what is the syllabus that we are going to look in this course is this one. Each and everything, as I said previously, each and every concept in the syllabus will be practical. Each and every concept in the syllabus will be practical. That means first I will be explaining the diagrams with theory, and then we are moving towards the practical sessions. Okay, if a topic is there, the topic is explained in theory, then practical, then theory, then practical, like that. Okay, then is for 45 days. Okay, you can see the syllabus. You can see the syllabus. By looking at the syllabus, you should be able to understand from where we are starting. Okay, from what is SDLC, from where we are starting is what is SDLC. From the SDLC, we are starting software development lifecycle. What is this? Also, I'll explain. Okay, what is DevOps? Okay, where does DevOps position in SDLC? Actually, where DevOps fits in SDLC? Okay, because Docker and Kubernetes that we are talking about fits as part of they are as part of DevOps. And where does DevOps position in SDLC that we are going to see? Okay, importance of DevOps in software release process. Okay, this is the one. Okay, and introduction to physical servers. Actually, what are physical servers? Actually, what are physical servers? Okay, why we will call them as physical servers? Okay, and what are the disadvantages that we have with the physical servers, and why we go to virtualization, and what are the disadvantages that we have with virtualization? Why we go to Docker? Actually, why we go to virtual servers and virtual cloud and Docker? That we are going to see very clearly. We will be seeing physical servers and their disadvantages, then why the virtualization is evolved that we are see, and what are the disadvantages with virtualization, and why we are going to Docker. Those in that process we are going to see, so that it will be clear. Actually, that one. Docker and Kubernetes position in SDLC that we are going to discuss. Where does Docker and Kubernetes position fits in software development lifecycle that we are going to see very clearly. Okay, importance of Docker and Kubernetes in industry that we are going to see. What is the importance and why the people are looking for Docker and Kubernetes as like candidates in the interviews, and that we are going to see. Okay, why they are important. Okay, Docker introduction, like introduction to Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, Docker and containers. Actually, what is Docker and what are containers? What is it? What is this term actually? What is Docker? Why it is evolved, and what is this containers? Containers means what, and what that container contain? That we are going to see very clearly. Installation of Docker and Docker Compose. Okay, we are going to install. I will be showing you. I will be giving you the commands how to install. Also, no need of looking into any documentation. Like if because we are practicing. See, in the industry, people will install Docker and Kubernetes. They will mostly work on Linux servers. Okay, Linux servers. Okay, that means Linux operating servers. Okay, then we are also going to follow in the Linux servers only. Okay, but if you have a Windows laptop, if you want to install your Docker locally, you need to install something called WSL. That means Windows Subsystem for Linux. Okay, in your Windows, you should run the Linux operating system so that you can practice Docker in your local. But I suggest to create an AWS account. Okay, that's one. Installation of Docker and Docker Compose. What is Docker Compose? Why it is used? How we can automate the Docker creation, like Docker containers creation with Docker Compose, and what is Docker? Also, we are going to see. Okay, explanation of YAML syntax. Okay, what is YAML? Why we follow this, and what are list and what is dictionary, and like such kind of explanation. We will become under this YAML syntax. Okay, see this one. Okay, before going to the course itself, if you know what are the technical terms that we are going to use in this course only, like if you know prior itself, then that will be very easy for you to understand this course. That's why I put this point here. Explanation of technical terms that is used in the Docker, like what is Docker host, why we call something was Docker host, what is this, okay, Docker client, what is Docker client, why we call it Docker client. Okay, what is Docker daemon, why we call this Docker daemon. What is Docker registry, what is Docker registry, why we call that as Docker registry. And we are going to say what are Docker images, what is Docker image, and with a clear explanation with real world scenarios, I'm going to explain what are all these things. Okay, and after the explanation of these technical terms, then we are going to Docker deep dive. Okay, what are the different commands that is used and their explanation with flags. Actually, see each and everything we are going to see what is docker commands, like why we use docker run, what is the meaning of run, what is this, what in the, see there will be a command, okay, in order to run a container. Each and every word in that command I will be explaining, we are going to explore more clearly, okay, with the help of flags. What are flags? What is flags means hyphen p hyphen v, such kind of things, okay. We are going to see what is hyphen p, what is hyphen capital P, what is hyphen v, what is hyphen mount, such kind of very clearly we are going to see, okay, such kind of flags, okay. Working with docker images, okay, what is this docker image, and how, where this docker image are stored, such kind of things, what we are going to work with docker images, okay. Practical examples of running applications and use cases, okay. After knowing these commands and docker images, we are going to see the use cases. What are the use cases, like practical examples we are going to see? We are going to create nginx container and access from the web browser, and we are going to create a tomcat container access from the web browser. Then we are going to create a mysql container access from the web browser. Such kind of things we are going to do actually. So we are going to log in into the container, we are going to debug the problems, such kind of things, okay. Understanding the three-tier architecture, okay. What is three-tier architecture, okay, what is this, and what is the front end, back end, such kind of things comes under three-tier architecture, okay. Explanation of creating multi-container architecture with flags, okay. That means multi-container architecture means one container, like one application, let me not go too much technical, okay. One application should be able to communicate with other application. What is an application? Let's discuss, okay, that one. I hope you people know, okay. That how to establish a communication between different applications in the case of docker, that we are going to see with the help of hyphen link option and docker compose, okay. One second, okay. That's the one. And practical examples and use cases of multi-container architecture, we are going to see very clearly. Practical examples with multi-container architecture means with hyphen link and docker compose, we're going to see very clearly. Don't worry, we are going to see very clearly. You will be able to understand very clearly, okay. Custom docker images, what is this custom docker, why we use this custom docker images, so, okay. How how the images are created from our application. Suppose we develop a code, okay, how the docker image is created, okay. What are the different understanding of different understanding and creating custom images, okay, custom docker images. How to create this, how to create the docker image, such kind of things we are going to see. Understanding of docker file, what is docker file, what is docker file, and why it is meant, actually why it is used. And we are going to see there are different keywords that are present in the docker file that we can write in the docker file. That keywords with explanation I want to give, okay, I will be giving that. What is cache bursting in docker? What is cache bursting? What is cache bursting? What is cache in docker? What is cache? What is, like, we are going to see, okay. Okay, Docker volumes and Docker networking. Docker volumes and Docker, what are volumes? What are volumes is it's a storage, like it's a storage like 1 GB or like that. Okay, what are Docker volumes? Like how to store the data, okay, persistently, like what it consists, like if the application is deleted, also the data should be there. So how to do that, actually, that we are going to see. Understanding significance of Docker volumes and its type. There are different types of Docker volumes. Simple Docker volumes, these are also called bind amounts, that we are going to see very clearly. And Docker volume containers, what are Docker volume containers, like how the life cycle of this volume is being created, like is well maintained, that also we are going to see, okay. Understanding Docker networking and its types. What are different types of networks that we have in Docker, like there are different types of networks: bridge network and host network, null network and overlay network, that we are going to see, okay. What are these, okay. Practical examples and use case of Docker volumes on Docker networking, okay. We are going to see this practical examples and use case of Docker volumes and Docker networking. Docker registry, what is Docker registry, okay. We are also we're also going to see understanding the private registry and its type, like Docker registry and its types, actually. What are different types of Docker registries there, and why we call with their name, with that names, public Docker public registry and private registry, why we call with that names, okay. What is the difference between this public registry and private registry, and we are going to see, okay, practical examples and use case of Docker registry. Like we are going to see in very practical way, okay, how we are going to push our Docker images. Like what is a Docker image? See, don't be like panic as of now, because in order to explain the syllabus, I need to use some technical words. Okay, what is Docker image and how that image is pushed to Docker registries? That we are going to see in case of this practical examples and use case of Docker registry. Okay, advanced concepts and projects also we are going to see, like multi-stage Docker builds. Okay, we are going to see, because it's a way to increase the security and to decrease the image size. Okay, that's the thing we are going to see an example. Okay, practical examples and use case of multi-stage Docker builds and projects on Docker and Docker Compose that we are going to see. Okay, debugging and troubleshooting of issues faced in Docker. Okay, we are see, there are many problems that we face in the Docker. Okay, like in the industry. Okay, in the Docker, suppose if you know that problems prior itself and why they are occurring, how to solve that problems if they occurs. Actually, the such kind of problems and solutions, if you people know prior only, then you will be able to solve the problems in the industry very easily. Okay, that's one why we are going, see, we are going to wantedly create a problems and we are going to solve the problems. And if any problem occurs, also we are going to solve the problems. Such kind of debugging and troubleshooting that we are going to see. Okay, next, introduction. This is a Docker. This is a Docker. Until here we are going to see the Docker. Okay, next, next comes the Kubernetes. Okay, next, introduction to container orchestration technologies and advantages. Okay, what are container orchestration technologies, and what are its advantages if you use Docker container orchestration technologies, that we are going to see very clearly. Various orchestration technologies available in the in the market. Okay, actually there are multiple orchestration technologies that are available in the market. One is Docker Swarm, other one is Kubernetes. Okay, I will give the introduction to Docker Swarm. Okay, but we will be exploring more on Kubernetes, but not Docker Swarm. Just introduction will be given about the Docker Swarm. Okay, but because the Docker Swarm is not used mostly in the industry, okay, we will only industry only uses the, like, mostly uses the Kubernetes. Okay, that's why we are going to these courses of Kubernetes one. Okay, then Kubernetes installation and tools. Okay, Kubernetes and installation of tools. Okay, what is Kubernetes? K8s means it's a shortcut for Kubernetes. What is Kubernetes and why we need to use Kubernetes? So in order to deploy our application, so we are going to see very clearly. Okay, suppose if you feel that if you install Kubernetes, if it's costly, if you feel like that, I will also show you the way to to minimize that cost. Okay, that we are going to installation of Kubernetes with Minikube to reduce costs. Okay, I also show you how to create a Kubernetes cluster with Minikube way of creating one. Okay, that we are going to see. Installation of K8s client. Okay, what is this kubectl? This kubectl is nothing but a client. Okay, client that we are going to see very clear. Don't worry as of now, because yeah, I need to explain this syllabus. Okay, installation of K8s client. Okay, what is this? I'll also show very clearly what is kubectl. It's a client that is used to connect to the Kubernetes cluster, that we are going to see very clearly, very clearly. Okay, that we are going to see with the help of diagrams also, no problem. Okay, that one. Creating Kubernetes cluster with AWS EKS with YAML, because see, industry generally creates the Kubernetes clusters in the cloud providers. Actually, we are going to use AWS as a cloud provider, and we are going to create the cluster with the YAML. Okay, we have something called cluster config. With the help of that cluster config YAML file, YAML manifest. Okay, then we are going to create the cluster. We automate the creation of cluster with that manifest file. Okay, that's the file we are going to see. Okay, if you feel this is also a costed one, I'll also show you the kubeadm way of creating cluster. Okay, but the industry creates the clusters with AWS EKS. Okay, if you use AWS, but if the industry use like Azure, they use AKS, or if the industry people use Google, like like Google Cloud, they use GKE, something called like in the Google there is a different service, that is GKE, Google Kubernetes service. They uses that. Okay, but if you use EKS, whether if you use a GKE or whether if you use AKS, everything is same. Whatever the concepts and whatever the commands that we are going to discuss, everything is same actually. Okay, that is EKS. Okay, and Kubernetes cluster architecture and its components. Okay, before going to the Kubernetes course, if you know prior itself what are the each component does, that will help you more to understand the course. What is kube API server we are going to see? What is controller manager? What are the different types of controller managers that we have in Kubernetes? What is scheduler? Okay, what is etcd? What is kubelet? And what is kubeproxy? What is kubeproxy? What is container runtime engine? Okay, that we are going to see very clearly. Explanation of technical terminologies in Kubernetes. I will be also explaining the technical terms that we are going to see. What are nodes, what are pods, what are deployments, what are stateful sets, like that. Okay, exploring Kubernetes cluster. Okay, we are going to explore the Kubernetes cluster, the namespaces and master node, worker nodes, such kind of things. Okay, what are imperative commands to and Kubernetes manifest? Okay, what are imperative commands? Okay, we can also deploy our applications with the help of Kubernetes manifest and also with the imperative commands. Okay, it's something called with the command, and it's something called with the manifest file. Okay, that means YAML file. Okay, that we are going to see very clearly. Okay, what is that? And that is manifest file. Okay, Kubernetes workloads and resources. Okay, what is Kubernetes workload? Like what are containers? Okay, what are init containers? What are pods? What are replica sets? What are deployments? What are daemon set? What is job and cron job replication controller? That we are going to see. And explanation of annotations in Kubernetes. We are going to see what are annotations, why we use them, that we are going to see. Explanation of multi-container pods. Okay, that we are going to see. Explanation of what is multi-container pod, that we are going to see. Practical examples and use cases of above workloads. Okay, we are going to see each and everything in a practical manner. Okay, but with practical scenarios that we are going to see. Okay, Kubernetes services and load balancing. Okay, different types of services we are going to see: cluster IP, node port, load balancer, and external IP, that we are going to see very clearly. Okay, what is something called headless service is also there, that also we are going to see why we use that headless service and see, like that. Okay, understanding multi-port services. Okay, understanding multi-port services. What are these multi-port services? How to enable multiple ports for a service? So such kind of things we are going to see. Practical examples and use cases of services and its types. Okay, that we are going to see. Understanding DNS of services and pods. What is DNS? Domain name system or service, that we are going to see. What is the DNS and what is the DNS name of services and pods, that we are going to see. Kubernetes storage. If you go to Kubernetes storage, we are going to see understand the volumes. What is volume in Kubernetes? Persistent volume we are going to see. Persistent volume claims we are going to see. Okay, projected volume, storage classes, dynamic volume provisioning, volume snapshots, practical examples and use case of storage, that we are going to see very clearly. Okay, everything will be in practical. Okay, Kubernetes, configuring Kubernetes workloads. What are config maps? Okay, what are config maps? What are secrets? Why we use them in the Kubernetes? That we are going to see very clearly. And resource management, how to give this much amount of CPU and this much amount of memory to the pods and the containers, that we are going to see very clearly. Understanding different types of deployments and their significance, like there are different strategies like a blue green type of strategy, canary strategy, recreate strategy, and such kind of strategies, how industry follows to deploy the applications on the Kubernetes cluster with the help of strategies, that we are going to see very clearly. Okay, configuring horizontal pod autoscaler. That means if the traffic coming towards the Kubernetes pods, if increases, the pods should also be increased, like means such kind of automation we are going to do with horizontal pod autoscaler. Okay, liveness probe and readiness probe. Okay, these are something called, like it's something called as health checks that we perform in the Kubernetes, that we are going to see how everything will be practical. Okay, and we are also going to see the startup probe that I did not mention here, but we are going to see. Okay, configuring pods with policies. Okay, image pull policy, something called image pull policy will have. Okay, this policy, we will have different types of image pull policies, like always, never, if not present. Okay, such three types are there. Okay, that we are going to see with examples. Commands and arguments. Okay, what are commands and what are arguments, that we are going to see. Explanation of namespaces. What is namespace and their explanation, why we use namespaces in deploying applications, that we are going to see. And API groups and Kubernetes resources under them. Okay, what are API groups and Kubernetes resources under them. Practical examples and use cases of everything we are going to see. Okay, okay, what is scheduling? Scheduling, like deploying applications on the Kubernetes servers. What is scheduling in Kubernetes? Explanation of how the Kubernetes schedules the pods or nodes. How, what are the requirements to schedule a pods or nodes? Like everything we are going to see very clearly with the help of diagrams, and it will be very clear for you. Manual scheduling of workloads on nodes. Okay, with the node selector, something like that. Okay, scheduling the applications using labels and selectors. Okay, that one. Okay, scheduling using taints and tolerations, like what are taints, what are tolerations, why to schedule, why we need to use taints and tolerations, that we are going to see. Scheduling using node affinity, that we are going to see. Understanding the difference between taints and toleration and node affinity, very clearly we are going to see what is the difference between those. Understanding the pod affinity, anti affinity, and difference, that we are going to see. Practical examples and use cases of scheduling, that we are going to see very clearly. Okay, in case of security, that we are going to see is understanding the service account. So what is a service account? In shortcut, we will call as SA in Kubernetes. What is this SA or service account, that we are going to see. And what are roles, role bindings, cluster role binding, and what is RBAC, role based access control. See, what is this role based access control is, suppose if you are an admin, you should have an entire access to Kubernetes cluster. But if you are a developer, you should have minimum amount of, you should be able to view the Kubernetes cluster, but not create deploy like that. So how to restrict you to have certain amount of permissions with, that is configured with the help of RBAC, role-based access control. We are going to give something roles, and you people will be able to access what are the permissions that will be having under that role only. So that is called role-based access control. Okay, static pods. Okay, what are these static pods, that we are going to see? What are static pods? Okay, explanation of .cube/config file. Okay, that we are going to see. Practical examples and use case of security, that we are going to see very clearly. What is practical examples and use cases also we are going to see. Okay, and networking, as part of networking, introduction to networking in Kubernetes. What is an ingress? What is an ingress? Why is it, what is its significance? Okay, that why it is used, ingress, why it is used. Okay, what is available ingress controller? We are going to see some different types of ingress controllers, and we are going to explore more on Nginx ingress controller and Kong ingress controller. Okay, practical examples of Nginx and Kong ingress controllers. Okay, understanding network policies and use cases, like so what are network policies, why we use that network policies. Okay, in order to restrict the traffic from one pod to other pod, like that network policies we'll use. Okay, service internal traffic policy. What is this service internal traffic policy, that we are going to see. Okay, practical examples and use case of networking, that we are going to see. Okay, need of backup and Kubernetes. Okay, how to backup the resources in Kubernetes, ways to backup Kubernetes resources. Okay, rolling updates and rollbacks. Okay, what is this rolling update and rollback, that we are going to see very clearly. Okay, monitoring in Kubernetes cluster, we are going to introduction to logging and monitoring, how to view the logs. Okay, how to monitor the CPU and how to monitor the available CPU and available memory, that we are going to see very clearly. Different issues that may occur in Kubernetes cluster. What are the different types of issues that may occur in the Kubernetes cluster, that we are going to see very clearly. Visiting logs and describing applications to debug applications. Okay, see, if uh, you should be able to know where the problem occurs, how to solve that problem, such kind of things, how to debug and how to look into the events and how to debug the problems and why the application is down, such kind of problems that you are going to see very clearly with the help of this visiting logs and debugging applications to debug describing applications to debug applications. Okay, that we are going to see. Understanding the problems and their significance, we are going to as we see in Kubernetes, like a Docker, we are going to create a problem, we are going to solve that problem, and if any problem occurs in the middle of the course, on that also we are going to solve the problem. Then you will be able to know why the problem has been occurred and how to solve the problem. What is a way you need to proceed to get the information and of to get the information of why that problem has been occurred, and you should be able to solve that problem with the help of that information that we are going to see very clearly. Okay, monitoring cluster and its with Kubernetes dashboard. We'll have something called Kubernetes dashboard. That's a tool that we use, that is used to monitor the Kubernetes dashboard. Actually, that is the thing we are going to see. Okay, other tools what we are going to see. Introduction to Helm. What is Helm actually? What is Helm in Kubernetes? Why we use Helm charts to deploy an application, that we are going to see. Installing Helm and it's working with it. What is we are going to install it Helm? See, every version of Helm is not compatible with every version of Kubernetes. Whatever the compatible version only we will install and will deploy the application with Helm charts. Okay, commands used to deploy applications with Helm and the explanation. What are the different commands that are there with the Helm charts, like we should use with Helm, and how to deploy that applications in the Kubernetes cluster that we are going to see. Working with Helm and the explanation of folder structure, something called, we have a folder structure in Helm charts that we are going to see. Okay, what is a folder structure and how to do that, we are going to see. K9s tool to manage multiple cluster. What is this K9s tool? K9s is a tool to monitor multiple clusters, to manage multiple clusters. Okay, multiple EKS clusters or multiple Kubernetes clusters. Okay, what we are going to see K9s is that one. What is Argo CD? Argo CD is a GitOps way of deploying applications on the Kubernetes clusters. Okay, suppose you did a change in your application, then it should automatically, once the deployment is done, it should once your change is done, it should automatically deploy that application on the Kubernetes cluster. How to automate the deployment of applications after your changes are done? These can be achieved by Argo CD. We are going to automate the deployments on the Kubernetes cluster with Argo CD. Argo CD is a GitOps way of deploying applications within the Kubernetes cluster that we are going to see. We are going to see the projects on combination of Docker, Kubernetes, K9s, and Argo CD. And like we are itself, but last but not least, we are going to see the summary, what are the things that we learned in our course. As a summary, we are going to say at the final. Then you should be able to crack any interviews, or you should be able to solve the problems. What are the problems occurs in your regular work? That will be very clear. And each and see, once again I'm saying, each and everything that we are looking in this course is practical. And then whatever the things we are going to see with the help of use cases, okay, how the industry follows to industry follows what the methodology they follow to deploy the applications on the Kubernetes servers. Okay, in the industry standards only we are going to see how they follow. Okay, like that. Okay, how they automate with Argo CD. Okay, deploying applications. Okay, such kind of things we are going to see very clearly and in a very practical manner. Okay, this is a course. Actually, this is a course one. Okay, do you people have any questions regarding the course? Please go ahead and ask me. Okay, yeah, Shiva, it's please cover the Jenkins, because it's Jenkins. We have a different course actually. It is not part of this course. Okay, we will only cover in this Docker and Kubernetes, because Jenkins is a different course. Okay.
Sir, usually Docker, Kubernetes, and Jenkins go together, right? So I thought if Jenkins also taught, it will be helpful for everybody.
Yes. We will also see Jenkins in the industry. How they will do is creation of Docker images. If you see here, I have put something called custom Docker images. This creation of custom Docker images will be created automatically within Jenkins, as you say. You are right, but we are not covering Jenkins. But see how the Jenkins executes this. Docker files. Jenkins also follows the same way. Suppose we create a Docker file and we'll put some commands there to create a custom Docker image. So we will execute the Docker file to create a Docker image. Okay, that whatever the manual process that we are going to do, that is automated in Jenkins. It's that one, but see, Jenkins also does the whatever we do, but it is automated way. Okay, we don't do like with the help of Jenkins, that is automated, but we are doing manually this one Docker file, and we'll push that. But Jenkins, as you say, it's a different course. Yeah, you are right, but it's a different course, I mean to say.
Usually, if I see the courses structure of the others, right? So
Mhm.
these three is what is covered usually. And no, do you have any other courses where all these three are covered? Because if they are covered together, I think they will gel up better.
Yeah, it's see, yeah, you are right, but we are not covering Jenkins in this course. Other courses we need to plan actually. I'll plan
No,
in the future days.
actually, I want to cover that too. So I need your help or advice to do that as well. So if you have any other course, if not this, I will wait for that, or you can guide me on that also. So I know I don't know, you have to suggest me on that, sir.
Mm, yeah, as of now, we did not plan any all this combination of three things: Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes. If that is planned, I will let you know, like with the help of Durgasoft only, and at that time we'll be let you know, so that see, it's a easy thing that we can automate the Docker, like Docker with the if you want with the help of Jenkins, so that I can tell you one example how to automate this creation with the help of Jenkins, but not in a deep way. If you want, I can also put that in the course. Like I can tell you one scenario to automate the to automate the uh, creation of Docker file, and to automate that process. I can show you one example in this course, I'm saying.
Sorry, sir. If the course is already designed, right, I don't want to disturb you guys. So, but at the same time, I want to pursue this course. Um,
Mhm.
it would really help me if you take us, or if you take me to the place where I can learn Jenkins too, because that's also the place, that's also the thing which usually they ask if you go as a DevOps, right?
Yes, Jenkins is mandatory one. Okay. See, as you say, Jenkins is mandatory one. It's not kind of disturbing the course. Okay. I object with that because if I thought Jenkins also, other people also learn, right, how to automate that one. It's not like kind of disturbing the course. I can tell you one example. I can tell you one use case how the people. I can tell you one pipeline uh, like checking out from the GitHub repository, automating with the Maven builds, and creating the Docker images, pushing to Docker registry. I can tell you very clearly, and creation of shared libraries. I can tell you that, okay, but not in depth. Okay, that I can say. Okay, it's
Yeah, I
sorry for
think
that actually.
that also helps her, but is it possible? I don't know if it is again an monetary thing that I should ask or not ask. I don't know, but I want to put forth my questions in my head.
Okay.
The thing is, I want to learn Jenkins for sure. Okay, so any study materials or because you're saying there is no Jenkins um, course as such you have planned, right? So
Yeah.
if you could share me some study material, or if you can share me some guidance, at least that helps me to go through and discuss with you if any questions, if that is allowed in the scope of this course.
Okay, okay. Let me think of that other and ask for the in the DurgaSoft. Okay, so that see if the Jenkins is added, this course duration is increased, and some different problems will be there. Okay, I can provide you the study material
No,
as
yeah,
you say.
that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to disturb the everybody's, because if others are interested only in Dockers and Kubernetes, I don't want to disturb their
Mm-hmm,
interest. So, but
mm-hmm.
my interest is also to learn Jenkins. So now I need your help on that too to learn it.
Sure, sure. I can do that. I will provide you. I will provide you not only for you. I will provide you for everyone in the drive. You will be getting an access for your drive. I will provide you in the Jenkins document there. Uh, yeah, I can help you there. Okay, no problem with that. But
Yeah, at least I
it's
can
not
study myself
full-fledged.
and reach out in case of any questions.
Yes, 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 you can do that. And it's not a full, I'll also show you some pipelines, pipeline scripts. It's a declarative pipeline. I'll also provide that document to you people, everyone, so that you can, it will be helpful for you. Okay. So that, yeah, I can help you there. Okay.
Okay. And do we get any sort of certificates if we complete this course?
You will be able to write CKAD. Okay, CKAD is Kubernetes Certified Developer Associate like certification that is like valuable in the industry. You will be able to write that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at least after completion of this course, do we get any sort of things that, okay,
Certificate from the
this fellow
DURGASOFT, you are
knows,
saying.
yeah.
Please, this you need to ask this one to that like DURGASOFT people only, because it's my problem is to, like, my thing is to teach the course, but if any certification is provided that is helpful for you people, I understand, but you need to ask this to them.
Okay. And also, so see, you have taken us through this course breakthrough, and few of things we understand, and few really is a new words for us. So, what do you say, sir? Suggest us. Do we have any more things to learn with respect to Docker and Kubernetes outside of the course content which has been planned here,
Okay.
or do we cover all aspects required to go and work? So
No, no.
something.
See, what I told is, see, this is technical words, much technical words are used in the course content. This is just an introduction and demo class. Nothing is required. You just only require one AWS account. Okay, you just only require one AWS account. Everything is clearly teached and clearly teached with the help of diagrams and the real use cases. How the industry uses that also I'll teach. Such kind of everything is clearly teached. But see, Docker itself contains hundreds of commands to teach actually. But whatever required for the industry only we will teach. Okay, hundreds of commands. If I teach, entire 40 days will be completed for that, for only Docker commands. Okay, I cannot teach all entire commands. Whatever required for the industry, what are the mostly industry uses, such kind of commands only I can teach. I will teach, but you can go through the documentation after teaching of the commands of like what the industry uses, so that you will be getting more knowledge, something like that. But that hundreds of commands, it's not possible in the course, but it's nothing required to join this course. You only required an AWS account, I mean to say.
Okay, I got it. So thank you for that. And
Mm.
do you like at the end of each course we get a reference of the further topics if I want to refer, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
so the reference links or reference points. You said one is Docker documentation, which is right, but I am not a person who reads through, but I am the person who
Okay.
listens to. So I
Okay.
really get bored if I want to read through. So
Okay.
I don't know how should I put up this, but how do I cover them?
Yes, yes, you understand the problem, right? See, if I cover, as I say previously, if I cover entire like 100 or 200 commands, entire course will be going for that only. I cannot cover all those things. See, whatever required, see, whatever I teach is industry based only. Okay, whatever the commands which are used in the industry only, that I will teach. If you learn by looking in the documentation also, it is no use actually. They are not never used in the industry, but I mean to say like that. Okay,
Okay.
if you learn there also, it is enough. It is enough whatever I teach in the course. It is enough to debug the problems, to create the Docker images, whatever I teach in the course, that is enough. That commands are enough. But if you want to learn more, something like that, okay, you can go through the documentation at that time. I mean to say like that.
Okay. Because my experience was with the other area, and I'm really fresh to this.
Okay,
Um, and there is an opportunity in the team to basically
mm-hmm.
switch as a DevOps person. Okay.
Okay.
And if I go complete this course, no, I mean, to what level can I cover? So that's what is running in my mind for now. So
Okay,
will I be considered like a fresher, and should I get some mentorship there, or can I go independently and do stuff?
no. See, as you are a fresher for the DevOps, okay, after completing this course, what you will be something like 4 to 5 years of experience of in Docker and Kubernetes.
Okay.
See, real world problems what we are going to see that will be helpful for you in the industry. See, some problem. What is image loop back of error? Okay, why it occurs and how to solve that problem? What is crash loop back of error in the Kubernetes? What is OOM error? That we are going to see. Like, what are the errors which are present in the like Kubernetes that we are going to see, so that it will be clear for you, so that you will be able to solve the problems. That clarifies that you will be something kind of experienced people, not the fresher one.
Okay. Got it, sir. Because
Yeah.
I'm not sure of clear picture of what role I'm going to get there. So
Okay.
if I get more responsibilities, then I should be able to handle. So that's where my question was. So thanks
Yes,
you
yes,
for.
yes. Yeah. I understand. Everything we are going to cover with the real only. You will be with the 4 to 5 years of experience. No problem with that.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Thanks for time.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone, any questions? Anyone? Mansoor? Shashank?
So I have a question. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, going through the list of the contents of the course, I mean, this seems to be pretty extensive, right? Uh, I was wondering whether a developer would need to know all these things. Web application. I'm basically an application developer, right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
do I require this kind of detailing? Is it necessary, or
See, some companies expect this also. Some companies expect Docker and Kubernetes also. Okay.
yeah?
Some companies will not expect Docker and Kubernetes. Some companies only expect some development kind of work. Some companies expect full stack role. That entirely depends on your role. Okay. But if you know this one also, like you will be given an importance. Okay, that's what I mean to
That I
say.
understand. Okay, I mean, obviously. And the other thing is, when it comes to continuous integration, continuous deployment,
Okay.
do we cover that also in this, or that is separate?
No, that's part of Jenkins. What Shiva asked only. We don't cover in this actually. I mean to say.
Oh, okay, fine.
Sir, looks like even Shashank is interested in CI/CD. Can you please try and make it Jenkins too here in the course? Because if you cover Jenkins, right, you will be full-fledged. I mean, end to end, you can make automations and all stuff.
Yeah, yes. I understand your problem, but you, let me know the exact
I
the
mean,
fact actually.
only Mansoor is left. If he is also interested in learning Jenkins, I think we are good.
Yeah, you are right. Let me understand let me tell you the fact actually. There is a other batch starting, okay, like already started yesterday or day before yesterday on Thursday. Okay, already few people joined there. Okay, we are going to merge you people with that batch. We are planning at 9:30. Okay, I cannot cover Jenkins because I already syllabus has been explained them to them, and already those people joined, and now the extra content and extra everything extra will be becoming, so I cannot do that. Sorry for that actually. Sorry for the inconvenience, but sorry for to tell this also. But I cannot actually. I can only share you the documents, whatever the help needed, and I can also show you the pipeline scripts and the shared library scripts. Also, I can show you Groovy scripts. Also, I can share you, but not in depth. I can. Sorry for that. Sorry for the inconvenience.
So, if what is the strength of the other batch where we are going to join, sir?
The strength of the other batch is 8 students.
8 and we are 3 now.
Yeah, but we don't know. Tomorrow people may join other people.
Okay. I mean, is it a possibility if you can expand the coverage of this course?
Yeah, it's not possible as of now because see, yeah, it's not possible, I
I
can
mean,
say.
I am not the first time to DurgaSoft, so I just love you guys, so and I want to learn from you only. That's where I'm just pushing you.
No, it's not possible because no, actually, because I also work in industry. Okay, it's I need to concentrate on my work also. So it's not possible to add the extra amount of content in this, which is already present.
Okay, so if I may just follow up with a question, now
Mm-hmm.
that we've had this kind of discussion, how much of
Okay.
a disadvantage is it not knowing Jenkins?
See, the disadvantage is minimum actually. I can say whatever the things what Jenkins does actually. What is Jenkins does? Jenkins is continuous integration and continuous deployment tool, as we know. Okay. See, whatever the things we are going to do in this Kubernetes, what like Docker, what are the things that we are going to in this Docker, we are going to do manually, but that Jenkins does automatic. That's the difference actually. It's many minimum like see uh, uh see something called it's an automation of what we do. Jenkins is an automation of what we do. It's minimum effect that we have. See, if you write a shell script and what are the commands that we put what that we use manually, if you put
Okay,
that commands in the shell script, if you execute that shell script, that is automated way. That shell script is
okay,
executed by
fine.
Jenkins. That's
All right,
the thing.
all right. Okay, that's good. I've got that now. Like Shiva asked, can you just guide us where we can learn a little bit of Jenkins so that we can ourselves backward integrate onto this? Is there a possibility that you can just guide us where exactly, maybe a course on Udemy or something where you think the course content is good? Is that possible?
Yeah, that is possible. I
Yeah.
can show you I can share you the details
Yeah.
of the whatever I have.
Yeah.
Okay, so that you can catch up with that.
If you can just guide us, just okay, do this. That's more than enough. I mean, that'll be
Yes,
more than
yes,
enough. Yeah.
yes. I can do that for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shiva sir, so please also don't mind if you are if you are covered or engaged with other stuff, right? Do you mind bringing in some other tutor here and to teach Jenkins?
No. I cannot do that. I cannot do that
Okay. Hmm.
because Jenkins, you see, tutors in DurgaSoft mostly does not teach separate Jenkins course. Okay, mostly
No,
that is
that's the
covered
main
as parts
interest.
of.
If I learn
Yeah,
Dockers and Kubernetes with you,
yeah,
I don't have a scope of learning only Jenkins somewhere else.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
should
I
learn by
understand.
myself only.
I understand, but the course only for Jenkins will not be there in the DurgaSoft. Mostly the Jenkins is part of DevOps only, DevOps course only. Uh, yeah, I can say that, but I can share you the any other details, whether it is a YouTube playlist or whether it is a Udemy course or whether it is a document. I can share you with that so that you can catch up with that. But I
Yeah.
cannot bring you the
So
tutor
from my
again, tutor.
understanding, you might also be aware. See,
Okay.
Dockers, Kubernetes, yeah, we learn and we do it manually. And Jenkins also has a different role of few automations because I have seen people using Jenkins left and right in their applications. So uh,
People does that.
yeah, so I believe it's a great add as a DevOps role, right? So it's a great add.
Yeah. Generally, Jenkins is used along with the Docker and Kubernetes, as you say. But again, I'm saying it's not covered in this course. But I can support you with that Jenkins, but not entirely depth.
How difficult is Jenkins? Is very difficult or is it a pretty easy thing? Yeah.
No. Once you know, it's easy. Okay, starting will be difficult. Once it is knowing, it's very easy. It's
No,
not difficult.
we will
It's
have
not
to
difficult.
understand the area of scope
Yeah.
and different pipelines and other stuff, which I'm not sure, but I understand few technical terms at a very higher level, but not in depth.
Yeah. As you people are already developers, Jenkins is kind of is a UI where you need to develop a groovy scripts, and you need to automate. You need to create some UI, and you need to automate that scripts. It's a very easy kind of thing, not a problem. But it takes time. That's what the problem is. Okay, it takes time. Okay, uh, that's what the thing. Okay, if I cannot show you that. That's what I mean.
Yeah, maybe some YouTube links.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask this: since you have a DevOps course also, right, in the Durga software, so you must have Jenkins recordings, right? So is it possible? I mean, I don't really mind if you add some monetary stuff to this in order to share. But if you could share that, at least it would help us. If not the real-time class, at least we can go through the recordings of that and we can learn.
Yeah, I am not taking the DevOps classes in DurgaSoft. In the future, I may take, but
that I got it, sir. I mean, if
yeah.
you can talk to your management and if you can get only the Jenkins part recording to us, that also helps, because the way you guys are drafted and the way you guys teach, I just love that. That's what I'm reiterating.
Yeah, see, if that is possible, I can share you the videos. If that is not possible, I can share you the playlist. Okay, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, something something to listen, basically.
Yeah, I understand your problem. Okay, but yeah, if you learn from the industry people, that will be very practical. That they follow in the industry, they will only teach like such kind of thing. But if you listen from the Udemy courses, they will teach from very ABCs like scratch like that. Like it's kind of, you understand, right? Basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But I can suggest you what is the best thing which is present in the playlist, YouTube playlist, and if any videos are available with me also, let me check that, and I'll also provide you with that. And I'll also check with the DurgaSoft people if they provide the Jenkins videos if they have.
Okay, sure. And what time duration do you think usually it takes to complete Jenkins understanding? Will it be some 20, 30 days or?
Jenkins understanding can be taken to 20 days, not for 20 days. You see, each and everything, if you want to know, it's take 20
not
days.
20 days, maybe 20
Uh,
hours, 30 hours.
yeah. I mean to say daily 1 hour. Yeah, it's take that much. Okay, no problem with that. How to integrate the GitHub with Jenkins and how to take that Jenkins with the help of scripts. So take the repositories like whatever Spring Boot applications that you have in the GitHub repository, so that you can take that to Jenkins and build the projects with jar files and Docker images. Everything is automated. It takes some time, like as you said, 20 days. That's okay.
Okay. And is Groovy mandatory, as you were saying? I'm little familiar with scripting, though, but Groovy, I'm not sure. Is
Okay.
it mandatory that I should know Groovy, or is it fine?
Is that it is fine if you don't use complex pipelines, but if you use complex pipelines, that is mandatory.
Okay.
See, I mean to say, if for creation of Docker images, it is not mandatory. You can also create a Docker image using normal script, okay, pipeline script. If something is like extra amount of functionality you need in the pipeline, then you need to create something groovy scripts, something called shared libraries, and you need to attach that shared libraries to your pipeline, and then that will execute that one. So that is not mandatory. That is not mandatory if you follow this Docker. That is mandatory if you want the extra functionalities that you want to perform in the pipeline.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Any other?
Yeah, and I see in the demo class calendar, right? I see some 4 to 5 days demo classes only. Will this same content will be repeated in each class, or will it be a different one?
No. It's a different content. Okay, this content is for just I want to explain the course syllabus. But if you new people joins tomorrow, I will be telling them to view the YouTube video. This is uploaded in YouTube, and they will be viewing there, and the course content will be different in the demo classes. Tomorrow is different content.
Okay. Sure, sir.
So how many
Then
days of
maybe
Docker? How many
for
days of
demo classes,
Kubernetes?
we will have to cover the same all 5 days in the same timings, 10:30, and post that will be taken to 9:30. Is it?
Yes. Not 5 days. I mean to say today, tomorrow, and Monday
Okay.
only. That is not possible. Tuesday also, but not 5 days.
Okay.
So how many days of Docker? How many days of Kubernetes in this, approximately?
Docker takes 15 days, 10 to 15 days, and
Kubernetes is 30.
Kubernetes remaining days. As Kubernetes should be taught in depth, it may extendable also, but mostly it not.
Yeah, I see that in the the contents. It's pretty huge. I don't know how I don't know how that's going to happen in 30 days, but it's massive.
Yes. Content is huge.
Yeah. Docker, I have an idea. I've already done Docker in a couple of places, so I have a basic idea of Docker. But Kubernetes
Okay.
is something I haven't touched, right? So I am not aware. I just know it is an orchestration tool. Orchestrating what, I'm not sure, but yeah, the depth that you went, I don't know how long it will take. Yeah. Thanks.
Yes.
Anyway,
It can take.
it'll take time, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry, we are going to look in a limited time only, but everything should be possible, right? Everything should be teached, right? It may extend also. Sometimes we may take that. It does not mean we take, but we may take weekends also. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and take a weekend batch. There's no problem with me, but I'm just wondering the content
No,
is so massive.
not a week. Yeah, not a weekend batch. I mean to say, you people, this batch only we can take weekends also.
Yeah.
The extra content like that.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Yeah. Yeah, if any questions, can ask, and if no questions, please go ahead and register in the Kubernetes like DURGASOFT website, and yeah, tomorrow we'll catch up.
Sir, in the other batch also, like the guys who joined are experienced, or are there any freshers, as you understood already?
Yeah, few people are experienced. I can understand that, and a few people are freshers. The questions they ask, I can understand with this. So both are there. See, in any course, both will be there, experienced and freshers. I need to keep in mind that both experienced and freshers, and I need to explain the concepts.
I mean, freshers, matlab fresh to the industry itself. So are there
No,
any candidates in such a way?
Freshers means fresh to the course, like fresh to
Fresh
the
to the course.
concepts.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
If sure, sir, we'll catch up tomorrow. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.